So as we awake refreshed from yet another pleasant night's sleep, we do find ourselves one step closer to hopefully ending this waking nightmare. And as such, that means that we are going to have to go after our second to last soul, which is currently under the ownership of that mysterious angel dog. Now, we did get a little bit of a view of Angel Dog in the last video. It seems that she enjoys a little bit of gossip and a little bit of gardening, but outside of that, we don't really know too much about her, and as such, that means we are going to have to do some information gathering and a little bit of sneaking. And even though at this point we pretty much know for certain that Gregory is very much against our crusade to collect the souls, he still is a pretty good source of information, so let's try peeking in on him first. Seems, though, that he isn't really too concerned with the souls or even Angel Dog at this point, and instead is pretty much enamored with some new television craze that seems to be on at 6 o'clock in the afternoon. Now, while that seems mostly innocuous, it will become very important later. For now, though, well, let's see if we can't press him directly for some information.
Who would you like to hear about?
Just need to scroll down past all of these other many numerous guests. And we find that Angel Dog has an even more mysterious backstory than I think most of the other characters, as she seems to have some power over fate itself, and will allow people access to either heaven or hell, though it doesn't appear that she actually has any real control over that. And what's even more disturbing is that outside of that angelic exterior lies something truly demonic. Hopefully we don't run afoul of her, especially not in a bad mood. Still, doesn't really help us in getting closer to her soul by any means. And I did notice that there was someone waiting in the library as well. I think that was James. Perhaps that precocious tyke might have some useful information. And I guess to some degree it is a little useful. That television program that Gregory was mentioning earlier is in fact soccer/football. It kind of changes depending on who you might overhear in the course of the game. I mean, soccer is pretty much the Americanized name of football. And considering mostly the European flair this game seems to have, it's a little bit weird that it sometimes fluctuates between the two names. Still, there are quite a few people we can spy on. Though I think the least dangerous option right now is probably heading up to the bar and spying on the Clockmaster. And I especially want to go spy on the Clockmaster because, well, he's actually not alone in the bar. And his choice of drinking partner is a little curious to me. Yeah, we haven't seen too much of Cactus Gunman, and I'm pretty happy for that because he is pretty aggressive. And it seems that they're having even more of a discussion about soccer, though in this case it's more, I guess, because Clockmaster's my son is very much into soccer, and Clockmaster is pretty much questioning whether or not he should force his son into his way of life or to support his son's own endeavors. In the end, though, he gets a little bit of supporting advice from the cactus man here. Pretty much says, father knows best. Still, nothing really new there. I mean, we now pretty much know exactly that there's going to be soccer playing on the TV at 6 o'clock. Not really sure, though, how that's going to be helping us with Angel Dog, though. Also, I don't think we've gotten information from Catherine in quite a bit of time. No, I was kind of hoping to catch her in the dining room. It is sometimes a crapshoot in regards to whenever the AI will decide to react to the sounds of your footsteps through walls and through doors. I'm wanting to say that Catherine might have heard us walking around and running upstairs, and that's what drew her attention. Not 100% sure, though. I think that's also why sometimes when you're spying through a keyhole, you'll hear the creaking of feet, because if you move too fast, it will cause a little bit of sound, and I think it will draw the AI's attention sometimes. But with a little bit more silent footwork, we can now spy on Catherine eating her lunch. And while she doesn't mention anything about Angel Dog or soccer or football or the TV, she does bring up the fact that, through all this soul gathering and exploration and eavesdropping that we've done, we still really have no idea what Gregory or his mom's machinations are in regards to our character here. Why is he so important? For now, though, that we're just gonna have to put that on the back burner because it's now time to get the real solid clue that we need. And strangely enough, we can get it from James here. Even though he wasn't much use to us in the library, once we eavesdrop on him in the TV room here, we find out that Angel Dog is not only a die-hard football fan, but also seems to be getting harangued by Gregory whenever she's trying to enjoy her nightly football. So now we know exactly where we might be able to set up a trap for Angel Dog and hopefully be able to ensnare her soul. Though if you didn't catch James in the TV room, you can also eavesdrop on the mummy dogs here. Because it seems like Mummy Dog is trying to convince Mummy Papa here to watch football with him. And mentions that the Angel Dog is very much into the football. So there are quite a few avenues to get said information. It's just in the end, whichever one is the least dangerous to get. Might not be in this hallway, especially since Catherine does decide to head back to her nurse's office after dinner. But yeah, now we've gotten most of a general idea about where we need to go and I guess what we might be able to do. It just still leaves in question how we are going to stop Gregory from interrupting Angel Dog enjoying her football. Also, believe it or not, Clockmaster is not the one you have to worry about in regards to the Clockmaster and My Son duo. Instead, My Son is going to be the one that will chase after you if he decides to see you. Yeah, so we do have a little bit of time to waste before 6 o'clock, and, it does strike me that I think there is a game mechanic that I have been kind of neglecting and showing off, because it is of mixed usages, I would say. First things first, we want to go ahead and get a piece of food. Now the easiest place to get some food is going to be here in Judgment Boy's room. I think there's a respawning gift of a banana here. And while we could eat the banana to get another peel to maybe use as a means of slipping up Catherine again, we instead want to hang on to it and use it as a means of trading with our next door neighbor, Neko Zombie. Now, if you manage to catch Neko Zombie sitting in his room and awake, you will more than likely find him in a very, very hungry state. And we can use that to our advantage.
I'm hungry.
Because if you do happen to have some food on you, you might be able to trade it for something useful. Though it's good to keep in mind that even though Neko Zombie is a bit of a crazed animal, he won't just eat anything. And for giving him the banana, in turn we get kind of garbage, I guess. Yeah, you're not always going to get something good from trading with Neko Zombie, but since we did manage to get another edible food item, we can just immediately trade again and hope for something a little bit better. And for our troubles, we get more garbage. And sadly, this time it is completely inedible garbage because this is Neko Zombie, not, Goat Zombie. Still, if you do manage to get lucky, you can get any number of healing items, and, it can be a good way to save on, having to hunt around for them. Though, in this case, we can still, I think, trade in the can to Gregory's store towards maybe another item. Still, though, we do have quite a bit of time left before 6 o'clock, and, well, instead of just ambling around pointlessly, we can use an item that I did manage to pick up kind of off camera. First things first, though, we do want to heal up quite a bit, because this item has a similar effect to the Fruit of Time, in that whenever we use it, we probably will lose a little bit of our mental gauge, and it's this mysterious golden stopwatch. What happens when we use it, you might say? Well, he becomes the master of time, and an hour passes quite easily. You'll also notice that the golden stopwatch is still in our inventory, and that's because it is an infinite use item. Yep, that's right. If you do make sure to pickpocket the knocked out Clockmaster, you can find this wonderful item on his personage, and you can pretty much speed up time to whenever you might need. In this case, I think we're going to end up speeding time all the way up to 5 o'clock. Now, you don't want to go all the way to 6 o'clock because we do need to do a little bit more of a setup before we can get everything really in place. Because even now, things are going to be a little bit tight. For one thing, well, if you've done enough exploration, past a certain point, Hell Chef will decide pretty much every day at 5 o'clock, he's going to go have a nice little talk with Gregory in the main lobby. Now, keep in mind, we don't really want to draw a lot of attention here. We don't want to be chased around because we do need to interrupt Gregory at 6 o'clock. And the good news is that with a little bit of sneaking, we can make our way up to the second floor and go around the little balcony area here and make our way to the other side. That means we shouldn't be rousing the attention of Hell Chef. Though we come very, very close, getting so close to the front desk. Also, if you are wondering why Angel Dog is already in the TV room, because soccer isn't on until 6, well, it's because, I guess after being run out so many times, she thinks maybe if she gets here a little bit early, 2 hours early, she might be able to get around Gregory trying to mess up her TV watching.
How annoying!
So we've got pretty much everything in place now, though we still don't really know of a good solid way to stop Gregory from doing his normal daily tasks. Or do we? Yeah, you might recall so very long ago, we did have a means of distracting Gregory. And even though it's a bit of an unseemly method, it's one we're going to have to use yet again. And that's via pornography. Now we just have to wait. And I do really want to emphasize waiting here is probably your best bet. Because... yeah. Catherine is heading down this way. Mummy Papa is heading down this way. And...
how nice to see you.
we just barely make it.
What can I do for you? Huh? Where did you find that book? No! Oh. This is quite serious. I'm afraid I'll have to confiscate it. Would be wise not to make too much of a fuss. Now then.
And just like that, very, very by the skin of our teeth, we do manage to bring all of the moving pieces together in that very, very congested hallway. But it finally seems that Gregory is off to his spank bank, and that Mummy Papa is continuing his jog elsewhere in the hallway. And what that means for us is that I think Angel Dog might finally be able to enjoy a little bit of football. And just like that, we make Angel Dog very happy, manage to avoid a yellow card ourselves, and obtain the second to last soul. With that out of the way, I think that's pretty well done for another night, though. Still leaves one major roadblock here, which is, well, where is that final soul? We didn't see any new guests, and I don't think Gregory mentioned anyone else. I don't know. Maybe death could help us. So, see you next time.
Now, give it up. Throw away all them worries. Oh, it's you. Did you manage to pick up any souls? Oh, you only brought me one, huh? I take it? Hey, thanks a lot. Here, I'll stamp your card for you. Hey, you don't look so good. Here, This'll fix you right up. Good luck there, buddy!
Judgment! Do you know my name? Judgment! Sir!